What's up, party people and magic makers? Destiny here on this magical Monday. When I ask you, do you trust yourself? Can you answer yes wholeheartedly? Or are you more like the type that will answer, well, kind of, but see this one time? Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. As you know, every Monday I come at you with a mindset video, not only for you to listen to and learn from, but for you to implement throughout your week as well. Right? So, as always, if you get something from this, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below, I comment back. If you know somebody who could listen to this and be like, oh, that's great, and learn from this video as well, please feel free to tag this video and share it with them. The more the merrier here. All right, so let's talk about this whole trusting yourself thing. I don't know how many times this has popped up very recently. And the person that I'm working with and we're talking about this is like, well, Destiny, this one time, this thing happened. And ever since that thing happened, I don't know if I can trust myself. Now, sometimes this thing that happened is a decision that was made that maybe it didn't work out so well. Maybe it was, like back in school, you were talked down to by a teacher or a coach or an administrator or something like that, and it got you to like really go, wait a minute, maybe this isn't what I thought it was. Maybe I'm not all I'm cracked up to be. Maybe there's something going on that I just don't understand, so I'm not good enough too, right? So what I want to let you know is that that thing that you're unsure of is not you. It's your extra programming that you picked up along the way, right? You know, like in a computer, they do these updates and or even on your phone. I don't know about you, but I have been getting updates on my phone like almost every month, and it's annoying. And sometimes those updates are great and they add features, which is what one would think an update would do. But sometimes when they add the feature, it doesn't work out quite so well, okay? That's the same thing for what you're not trusting in you. There was a program, an update that was given to you at whenever this event took place, and it's not quite working so well. It maybe worked in that moment to get you through that, but now it's not serving you anymore, okay? So you're actually not trusting yourself. That's not it at all. What you're doing is not trusting in that additional programming. Okay? And a lot of times we learn this program from other people. So here we are, before the age of 18, and someone with authority over us, and I've talked about this before, right? They come and they say something or they do something, and that's what we start to believe. Okay, or we see it happening. If it's not to us, we see it happening, and if you're anything like me, you're like, oh, I can learn from other people's mistakes. I don't have to make all the mistakes myself. So I would pay attention to what other people were doing and pick up what worked and what didn't work. Okay, so we can watch it happen. We can have it happen to us. Sometimes we can even hear about it happening from someone else. Okay, and if that's the case, like, just know that that's how you pick up this extra additional programming updates, okay? And that's the thing to not trust. Not you, not the real you, not the true you inside. It's the additional programming. And that's what I call the bullshit. It's our bullshit stories. Because it truly is. It was some bullshit that was said, done, overheard, and we picked it up and we're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, that'll help, that's great, and it might help us through that moment, but not later on down the line, not decades later. And that's the thing to not trust. Okay? And so the conversations is, for me, it's always about figuring out, where did you learn that thing from? Because if it's outside of you and it was something to get you through an experience or an event, usually traumatic, and trauma varies, right? Like, just because one person's like, oh, my trauma's not like theirs, stop comparing your trauma. It was traumatic for you. It locked something in. Okay? That's the thing to pay attention to. Like, if that's how you picked up this story, was to get you through this event, question the hell out of it. Is that really, truly what you want to be doing? Because if it's not, you can change it. And it's so beautiful that you can, because if you chose into that story, you're like, oh, that one will work for me now. Hey, guess what? When it's not working for you, you're like, I can find another one that will work for me. Now make it a good one, of course, right? Make it one that's really gonna like support you and move you forward. But really pay attention to what are you trusting, because it's not the real authentic you that you distrust. It's all the extra programming. And so you might be thinking like, well, Destiny, what are some of the program examples? Okay, people pleasing, fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of success, all these things that hold you back. Okay, fear of missing out, scarcity as a whole, so not enough money, not enough time. Okay, all of those things can really, like, that's all programming. That's all updates. Those are all bullshit stories that have just been built up on you. Okay? It's not the real true you. The real true you knows. It really does. The thing is that it's quiet. Right? So when it tells you something, it's like a whisper. But meanwhile, all of this bullshit stories, they're loud, they're obnoxious. I mean, they had to be in order to have been heard, to have been seen, to have been chosen. You gotta be like, hey, pick me, right? But let's pay attention to what we're picking here. And now do we want to unpick it? Yes. If it's not serving you, yes. Stop it, because you don't need to keep carrying this around. It's so not necessary at all. So if you want to pick new programming, go ahead and do that. If you need to clear the old stuff to pick new programming, go ahead and do that. Whatever works for you, go and do that, because trusting that true, authentic you is so huge. It's so powerful. And to allow you to say the things that you have to say and not hide, that's so true and so powerful for everybody, right? But at the risk that there may be some people that don't like you, at the risk that some people may judge you, at the risk that you might fall on your face and you might fail, but I'm willing to bet that if you do, you get back up, it'll be even better, right? People are afraid of failure. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. I hope we all fail at some point so that we can get better, okay? The people pleasing. Hey, why are we doing that? All of that has got to go so that you can be the real, true, authentic you. And listening to that and trusting in that, that's where the magic happens. That's where the fun is. And that is what I'm talking about. That right there, that true, authentic you, and trusting that, big deal. Big deal. Okay? So hopefully that clarified that up for you. So like I said, if you know that you've got this bullshit story that's just not paying off for you, change it. Pick a different one. Pick a good one though, right? Or get clearing on it and go ahead and change it. Whatever you got to do to get past the crap that's holding you back. Because, man, we need you out there. We need the authentic, true you out there doing your work that you were meant to do. Okay? All right, so until next week, peace.